Hello, this is Bilal, your economic instructor. Today we'll be solving some MCQs for the chapter Price Elasticity of Demand. This is a bit confusing topic, so I would suggest you to listen very carefully on how I solve these MCQs. Let's make you a better student so that you can earn a better grade. Alright, let's get started. The diagram shows the demand for a product for which there are only three buyers: Freeman, Hardy, and Willis. The table shows the demand from two of the three buyers. All right, so let's look at this. So the demand for Freeman is 24 and Hardy's is 6 when the price was 10, so on and so forth. We don't need to look at the further. Which statement about the demand for Willis is correct? Okay, we don't have Willis. What are we going to do? Okay, let's calculate the total demand first. The total demand is given by this graph. So at a price of 10, we have 40. At a price of 15, we have 30. And at a price of 20, we have 20. All right. So Willis demand is basically we add both of them and then we subtract it by 40. So 24 plus 6, 30. Willis is 10. 15 plus 5 minus 30. We get again 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. Minus 20. We again get 10. So basically the demand for Willis is not changing, which means that the demand is fixed at 10 no matter what the price is, which means that this is perfectly inelastic. Here we go, we get the answer. So it is perfectly inelastic. Now, the students that are confused whether it is perfectly elastic or inelastic, so you can remember this looks like an incomplete E. I can make an E, hence this is perfectly elastic graph. This looks like an I. If you look at this portion, this looks like an I. So this is perfectly inelastic. All right. So knowing your graphs can make life a lot easy for you people. Okay. The price elasticity of demand for a firm product is equal to 1 for all price changes, which means that it is unitary. All right. What would be the result of this? So whenever the demand curve is unitary, which means an increase in price would decrease the demand by the same proportion, hence the revenue would remain the same. The percentage increase in price will cause the demand to fall by a larger percentage. Incorrect. A percentage increase in price will cause the demand to increase by the same percentage. Oh my God. Do you see the issue in this part? An increase in price will cause the demand to increase. How is that even possible? Demand curves have inverse relations, so this is incorrect as well. The quantity demanded will always be the same. No, incorrect. Why? Because the quantity demanded will change but by the same proportion. The firm's revenue will always be the same whatever the price is, and this is our right answer. Did you get this one right? Okay, the manufacturer increases the price of a product from 4 in an attempt to increase total revenue. Okay, what is the price elasticity of demand? Okay, the first thing is we need to calculate the quantity demanded, because if you can see, we don't have the demand, we have the total revenue. The formula is price multiplied by quantity demanded is equal to my revenue. Now we have a revenue, we have price, we don't have quantity demanded. So quantity demanded is equal to revenue divided by price. So 400 divided by 4 gives me 100, 500 divided by 5 gives me 100, 600 divided by 6 gives me 100. Which means that the demand is not changing. And if the demand is not changing, this means that it is perfectly inelastic. It's the same MCQ that we studied earlier, but we had some calculation to do. 4. The price elasticity of demand for a product is constant and equal to unity. Which curve in the diagram shows the relationship between total expenditure on the product and its price? Right. So if it's unity, we know an increase in price will bring the same proportion decrease in quantity demanded, and the total revenue will remain the same. If the total revenue is the same, the total expenditure is also the same. So whenever we increase the prices, our expenditure will remain the same, and C is my right answer. Right. Now let's do a bit of understanding on this MCQ. If it had been elastic, now the price is increasing, right? We see it from the origin and then it's going like this, right? So the prices are increasing. So price is increasing, quantity demanded would fall by a greater proportion, the revenue would fall. Hence, D would have been the right answer. Had it been inelastic, an increase in price would lead to quantity demanded decreasing by a smaller proportion. Hence, the revenue would increase. So B would have been the right answer. So this is how we judge according to the graph. Very important to see what labels are labeled, what is labeled on the axes. And then the last MCQ, the diagram, area OP1 OP1 M1 Q1 is equal to OP2 M2 Q2. All right. So this area is basically equal to this area as well. All right. What is the value of price elasticity of demand if the price is halved from P1 to P2? Now the prices have decreased, right? Now, how do we calculate the revenue? The revenue is calculated by price multiplied by quantity demanded. So P1 multiplied by Q1 gives me the revenue, which is basically this entire area OP1 M1 Q1. And when the prices decrease from P2 to Q2, what is my revenue? P2, M2, Q2 and O, right? So this green area basically. So this is basically the revenues, the total revenue when the price is P1, and this is the total revenue when the price is P2. Now the question is saying both the revenues are equal. So if I decrease my prices, the total revenue remains the same, which means what? That the demand curve is unitary, which means it is equal to -1, and this is our answer, right? So for PED, apart from knowing how to calculate, you also should know how to be how to analyze the relationship between PED and revenue. That is the key. That is why I have included all the MCQs relating to the relation between price, elasticity of demand, and total revenue. I hope you learned something out of this. I hope it was good, and I hope you ace your tests. All right. See you until next time.